Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I am going to be drawing Banana Man once again, except for today we have more of a finished design to draw on him. This is for the Small Banana Man, or Lil Banana Man as I keep calling him. And we'll go ahead and start with a head. And we'll just go ahead and do a rough sketch. And for the people who do not know who Banana Man is, that is my little character that I have, and he's got a pumpkin on his head, and I call him Banana Man. And he has a scar across his face. Why? I don't know. But that's not important. We have the head done. I am realizing I think I drew that too big. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit the... whatever. He can have a really big head. It is meant to be more cartoony-ish anyways, so... him having a bigger head than proportionally accurate to his body may actually be something that I like. But then that's going to cut off his boots. And boots were part of his design, as I did a whole video about it. It's fine. I still don't really have his boots fully decided on anyways, so I'm not too mad about me accidentally cutting them off. As long as I don't accidentally cut his arms off, because his arms are important. Now, what is he doing? I don't know, casting spells. Here's his wand. We'll go ahead and not wand, because wands are stupid. Staffs are much better. There's a wand. We got his arm right here. It's about that thickish. Then his other arm, kind of just going to stick to his side. Down to his waist. And what's he going to be holding in this hand? Well, nothing. He's not going to have anything in that hand. But he will probably be clenching this hand, so we can just do a little sketch of a fist. And then just put a little glove on it, like that. There we go, there's a little sketch of a fist. Kind of made him pretty wide, which is pretty odd for me, considering I usually tend to make my characters very skinny. I don't know why, I just do that a lot. It's a bad habit that I guess I picked up early on in my drawing, which I did not give him a neck. That's not important anyways. Alright, so there is going to be a collar, obviously, around his thing, but I kind of want it to be pushed by the pumpkin. I kind of want it to be pushed by the pumpkin. So we need to shape it around the pumpkin. And then we need to get some shapes in here that I want, which the shapes are going to be quite jagged, and that is intentional. I want them to be jagged. That is something that I want to see, is more jagged lines in the drawing, because I do like it when there are the jagged lines. I think that they can look really good, so I'm going to try to put a bunch of them in my drawings until I can get them to look how I actually want them to. Because, well, how is he going to learn if you don't practice? I don't know. Now we're going to add part of the cloak, I guess. I don't really know how to add jagged lines to this part right here. It's just the cloak kind of going out and then coming back in a bit. We'll obviously try to add some jagged lines to it, but I mean, like, it's kind of pushing it a little bit right here, I think. Yeah, that's kind of angled that way a bit too much. Like, the whole thing is, it should have more of a jagged, like that, than this. We'll go ahead and, I kind of did want these to be a bit closer than they actually are. because of how they're actually tied together, which we'll deal with how they're tied together in just a second. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and get his shoulder in here. There we go. That's his elbow right there, so we want his elbow right there, like that. Go ahead and where his bicep would be at an area like this. And we'll have to add a bit right here for, you know, the crease on the in the armpit. Alright, this is definitely much different from the first design that I did, but I think that is good, because the first design I was just trying to get an idea down, and this one I'm actually trying to get what I actually want for the idea, if that makes sense. I'm not perfect at explaining things. I don't know how to explain this, but this is what I actually want it to look like more. Well, the first one was me really just trying to do something so that I would work on it. Alright. And there's also going to be a line at the end of the gloves. Now, how's he going to be gripping this staff? I didn't really know. I mean, like this, obviously, but I don't exactly know how to do that. And the gloves are still something. I did not practice drawing gloves again. Although I should have, I did not because of laziness. But, I'll just go ahead and just chuck some fingers on here, you know, just there you go. There's a shitty hand, but you know, what else are you gonna do? This shoulder's a little too sharp for my liking. It makes his arm look off. Alright, let's go ahead and go like that. Go ahead and get this glove in here. There we go, it looks decent. Alright, let's go ahead and get this hand in here. Right. This, that might be lacking a finger. That is lacking a finger. That's fine. We'll just say it's perspective. There's an X on the back of that, little, like I'm putting a little pad on his gloves, and there's supposed to be an X on it, but I can never get it to look right, so I might actually ditch there being X there, because I think it does look good without it. Now, what was that other thing that I wanted to add? I should have put his arm more here. I kind of put lots of room right here. It was not intentional. So we'll have to actually put his body right here to show that he's not that fucking large. It's just a whoopsies on my part. He's kind of leaning back. I don't know why. Maybe he's trying to distance himself from the wand because of explosions or fire. I don't know. Now this would not be in front of him, the wand, so we will not do that. I was hoping that you would be able to see the tip of the wand, considering I'm drawing this on a much larger sketchbook, but then I drew it larger, so you kind of can't see the tip of the wand, but you know, it just looks like this basically. It's just a little twist. It just twists like every other wand in existence. I keep calling it a wand, but I seriously hate wands. It's a staff. I think wands are boring. They're like so much more boring than a staff. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of some of them sketchy lines, which usually I get rid of the sketchy lines before I try to do any other drawings on it. I did not do this this time. Why? I'm not entirely sure. I just kind of didn't. And I don't even know if I'm actually going to add the legs. We might. I don't know. I am like literally 10 minutes into this video. I have time. Also, dang, 10 minutes? It does not feel like it's been 10 minutes already. Anyways, let's go ahead and add a pocket because, well, he's a little wizard guy. You gotta have a pocket for something, right? A little spells or something. Some shit, I don't know. Not spells. He wouldn't keep spells in there, like medicinal herbs or some other shit, magic stones or something. Alright, now, how did I want to connect these? I know I only had 2 loops, but there were 3 crosses. How were there 3 crosses? Well, from here, it goes in, and then from over here, it goes in, and then from under there, it goes in there, and then from under there, it goes in there, and then they tie from here. Is this an effective way to tie these? I don't think so, but I don't care, because I kind of like what it looks like, so that's how it's tied. I don't really care if it's effective or not. I like it. I think it's cool, so we're gonna do that. Also, if I do this, jagged lines type of style, I'll probably do the jagged lines type of style with the pumpkin too, which would just make them easier to draw. I don't really know if I'd like it as much with the pumpkin, but it would make them considerably easier to draw. Which would be very nice, having just it be easier to draw. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and add the eyes in. Alright, there's 1. Then number 2. Add the spike in. I keep calling it a spike, but I mean the cut. Also, I draw that cut so inconsistently on how it actually looks. Also, this one, I need to make sure it's taller than the other one, skinnier, not just because of perspective, but because of the difference between the eyes. Alright, and there's little Banana Man with his weird ass cloak and shit. Man, that looks pretty decent, I think, honestly. It's not like amazing or anything, but I think it looks pretty good considering what the other one looked like. The other one is also in here, so I can actually show you what the other one looks like, which I will, but let's see how long we are in this. 13 minutes. Alright, we're gonna add the pants. We might as well. We won't be able to add the boots, which also I might want to shorten this a little bit. Maybe a little shorter, but that's fine. It does actually go into the pant, or over the pants, so it's not like I think it'll actually be fine. We might want to lengthen it, actually. Well, how big's the... Well, I guess it would be up here, not there. He just wears kind of normal jeans. Why normal jeans? Because I don't know what other pants look like. I don't even wear jeans, but I don't know what pants look like. I wear shorts. Shorts and sweatpants, that's all I ever wear. Alright. I did want to add some of that like line stuff that I added before. So we'll kind of try to do that a bit. Try to bring it in a bit before the knees, bring it out, bring it in, and then scrunch it a bit before the boots, which we'll go ahead and put this one on the front side. Go ahead and also just erase. That's extra stuff that doesn't need to be there anymore, because, well, if it doesn't need to be there, why is it there in the first place? Right? Alright. Alright, these are kind of different lengths, so there actually should be some separation between them, but we're gonna pretend like this is all perfect and everything, because I'm lazy. And there's no belt, there's no shirt being tucked in, none of that, because I'm still lazy. And what are we gonna do with the boots? Well, I guess we can add the tops of them, considering we'll still be able to see the tops of the boots. But I still haven't really came up with a fully done design, so this is kind of just random shit being thrown out right now. Alright. I want that little overhang because I think it looks good, but not getting it to look necessarily right now. Drawing these folds like this is against every how I want to do them normally when I'm drawing anime and realism. This isn't how I would normally do those folds. I would normally like to do them a little more real, but you know, whatever. We're chilling, we're trying new things, doing new things. Alright. Can't be scared to try new things, you know. Gotta try new things, gotta do new things. Alright, there's some weird-ass boots. I think he looked better before the pants, but that's because I drew his pants in a very static way and just kind of didn't really give it that much detail. Alright, now, there is one other thing I wanted to do, was figure out how we're going to, like, deal with coloring this shit. Because I do not color. I'm not the person who colors anything. So I think I'm going to just do hatching, because I do like manga. So I'm gonna have to... Oh no, I'm gonna have to read manga to find out. Oh heavens. Gonna have to figure out what the hell I'm actually supposed to do with the hatching, because I haven't done hatching in a while. I don't know. Yeah, well, gonna end it here. Don't know what else to say. I like this one. Oh yeah, let me show you the old version of him. You stuck around, you can vote. Which one do you like better? This one, which is very round, smooth, and how I normally draw, and this actually shows the full staff, or this version, which is the current version. I think I like this one better just because it's a little more, there's more to it than the other one. The other one does look a little more finished and polished, but this one, there's just a little more to it that I like. And this one does not have a witch hat. I did think about giving this one a witch hat, but then I completely forgot about it, and I already added my signature, so that means it's done. And this is Lil... But that was a weird way to do that. Banana Man V2. Although the other one doesn't say it, that was Lil Banana Man version 1. This is Lil Banana Man version 2. Tell me which one you like better in the comments, and see ya next time.